and welcome to apparently ESH Radio over here. This is a recent change that we had over here, and we'll soon get to why we had this change. Dear listeners, viewers, we had a week over here in Israel in the quarantine, and this week I got to think a lot about life in general, about destiny, I don't know, things like that. And at the beginning of the week, I announced that I'm stopped talking about the coronavirus crisis over in my shows since Israeli police have announced that any fake news will be account as spreading of fake news will be account as a criminal offense. And so we deleted our shows and the posts that are involving with the coronavirus, and I got all kinds of responses about it. Some of them are positive, some of them call me chicken, but everything is fine. I'm okay with any kind of reaction. With that, I was continuing my week as usual, but as usual as much as possible. But I saw lots of people screaming and yelling over their shows and complaining about the situation and bringing up all kinds of course, conspiracy theories that might be correct, might be not. I don't know. People saying G5, chemtrails, whatever, economy. Everyone is saying what he wants, and it's their own right. And to be frank about it, I just kind of done with that. Meaning, I got tired of that, with hearing these theories keep coming up, and I think that all it does in the long run, or even in the short run, it just gives you a feeling of depression, that there is something wrong happening and there's nothing to do about it. And so I decided that beside the whole law thing that is standing in this moment against us, I think that I just didn't want to get involved in that, and I didn't want to be any part of that, of reporting about the coronavirus. So along with those yelling that I heard over the social networks, I also heard the media keep screaming at me from the television all the time, and over there, the feeling that I got was that people are talking about two very distinct concepts. So everywhere I go in the media, in the mainstream media, I can see the two things. I can see war, and I can see virus that they're talking about. Here the UN chief, and over here our big war, okay, with Trump himself telling us that. So with that being said, I started thinking about these words of what is actually war, and kind of got into the conclusion. I wanted to visualize for myself what is war, okay, and with that I printed out over here in Google Images, war, what is war, and we keep seeing these images that we all imagine to ourselves that this is war, like soldiers occupying territories, with guns and weapons and tanks and whatever you need. So this is war, ladies and gentlemen. Now, and also I checked out what is a virus. So here is viruses. For us, of course, we certainly recognize immediately that this is not actual viruses. Okay, this is images of viruses which are not real. Because I will get to that. Why is that? Why do we not see any kind of real viruses pictures? It's because here it is in viruses definition in Wikipedia. Most viruses species are variant too small to be seen with an optical microscope, about 1/100th of the size of most bacteria. So we're talking about something really, really small over here. And with that being said, I kind of tried and see if there is like a sense to fight this thing and to conduct an actual war with this virus. And for that I helped myself with a nice presentation that I made. And this presentation I will demonstrate how it's like to fight a virus. And so here we have the battleground, of course. We'll get some tanks, and yeah, let's get some choppers over here, some G.I. Joes, 1, 2, 3, 4 G.I. Joe. And yeah, and they are fighting in this war against something which is called a virus. So here we go. Let's go, viruses. 1, 2, 3, creepy ones. Anyway, so they trying to fight them, but we have a certain problem over here that these guys over here are way too small. Okay, so let's make them smaller, and in that sense they can't fight those viruses with their weapons, I guess. So this is the conclusion that I got from my presentation. I know it was like a little budget one, but this is the explanation that I got. Now, so there's no use of like fighting a virus in any sense, and the best way I think to cope, okay, to handle a situation like a virus spread is not but like with weapons, with like fighting, and but to use another word, another process, which is I think much more fitting to handle a virus. And this, ladies and gentlemen, my declaration for this broadcast is that we are not fighting a virus. We are curing a virus. We are healing a virus. Healing. This is like the ultimate thing, okay? And I went down again to what is actually healing. So I got to check what healing is. Healing is the process of restoration of health from unbalanced disease, damage, or unvitalized organism. Blah blah blah. The profession of nursing has been traditionally concerned with matters of healing, whereas historically the profession of medicine has been concerned with curing. Alright, good. Now, with that being said, I told myself, oh, I got like a little bit of a problem over here because I'm not a doctor, okay, and I don't know anything about medicine. I never learned it in my life. I didn't get a chance, and it's pretty shame. But I know about radio, okay, and I know about music. I used to be involved with that, and I thought for myself that with my experience, I know that music has the capability and also like the broadcast over the radio, the actual talking and the frequencies or whatever has a healing vibration, okay, something that can give you comfort, give you good feeling, and in that way it will ultimately cure you. So this thing, music and love, if you want to call it like that, these are the actual things, and this is why I decided to change the name from ESH News to ESH Radio, because for me, in my perspective right now, news is only like signifies the ones who want to have a war right now, and I don't want to have a war right now because I don't know how to use weapons very well, and I know I don't think it's really good to use weapons against viruses. So I decided that we're gonna switch over to radio, which radio was traditionally a thing that kind of like merged people together, bring people more and more together, and gave them a sense of closeness with music, with whatever radio brought onto us throughout the years. So this is more the image, this is more the I don't know, the persona that I want to take in this current moment. Now, I do hope that this broadcasting will do the purpose of just spreading love and emotions to all the people that are closed down in Israel and in the entire world, which are deeply needed to that. I can clearly see how it actually works. That from here, from the ESH New Studio, we're sending those good vibes and energies to the world, and hopefully it will get to everyone. And this is, I guess, our purpose right now, at least from what I define for myself. Now, this process has been made also from selfish motive. I will be perfectly honest with you, and because I kind of like realized that the only way to be saved from this depression that we have right now is not going to the streets and yell, it's rainy right now, and it's like lots of the quarantine and police officers, and maybe there's like virus over there, who knows, but it's not a good time to go out right now and do those things. Okay, what we need right now um, is to lift up the spirit, okay, in these days. And I know that like people are looking at the media right now, and actually also observe the media lately, and I saw that they're trying to be both like scary and cool at the same time, which is, for me, seems to me, look to me like a contradiction, something that can't work together. Media doesn't work like that. You can't be both cool and scary. So I decided that I will take my mood into a more positive way, and the positive way is I think the creation itself. Here in Israel, and I guess in the entire world as well, lots of people became unemployed in the last few weeks, and the first thing that is the first results out of that is that of course people are not getting money, and this is very sad and unfortunate. But the second thing, which is very critical, and I think even more critical, is that people used to spend their routine of life when they used to produce, okay, and to create in their everyday life for a certain time in the day, and then afterwards they became like consumers. They kind of consume, media, products, whatever, and after that, once it's all thing started, and people got laid off, so people have turned themselves from the productive, creative people that they are, and took these times and turned it into consuming times. It means that they have like double consuming time right now. Now, nothing that you will consume in these days will give you any joy, any happiness, any good feeling. Okay, anything that you consume from outside, even if it's like your favorite TV show, okay, because the sad truth is, okay, that you can't be happy in prison. It's very simple. It's still like a prison, and in that sense, I think that the correct thing to do, and our mission in this time, is certainly to create, to fulfill the purpose that God created us. Listen, like in the Bible, God is telling us that He created man out of His image. Now, my interpretation is that God do not look like human, okay, and I think that what they intended over there, that the man took the most important thing, characteristic, thing that God is excelled on, which is to create. Okay, He's the ultimate creator. So He made us humans with the power to create something from non-existed to existed, and I think this is a great present that we got, and we have to take advantage of that. And if you already being involved with that, try to in these times to be occupied in the good side of it, okay, in the good side of creation, create good positive things with good vibes. I think that this is in Israel we use the term of arvut adadit, mutual bondship, mutual caring for one another. And recently they kind of like pumped us in the media that this arvut adadit it means that we need to stay away from each other and not to touch each other, and to be in remote places and even in separate rooms. So, and this is how we should like guarantee the safety of someone else. And it looks ridiculous for me. Okay, I think that the real caring for someone else is to share with him your creation. Okay, your creation, whatever you've been able to do in this world creatively, share it with your other men. And I think that this is what will save us, because maybe your creation will be the one that will actually cure him, heal him, and save him. So my decision that in the close week we will start our music broadcast here on ESH Radio, and we'll try to build really good vibes to the people that will host over here. Of course, I'll be happy to get all kinds of like calls from different flat earthers and different people, whoever they are, that want to host on my show and spread some good energies and good vibes. And that's all. I also like encourage you to create whatever you want. Yeah, just do that. Anyways, that's the end of my announcement. Please mark a heart sign, yeah, like and not like a like sign, so I know that you listen till the end and you are coming here with good intentions. I will give my own personal example and be a role model and totally embarrass myself now with the following clip. Take care and see you soon on ESH Radio. אמא, תצטרפו אליי. כן. There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love, and this place could be much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you will find the need to cry. In this place you will feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place, heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. יאללה חברים, כולם ביחד, נתראה עוד מעט ב-ESH Radio!